couple of things that I really want to, point out. One is where this is going, in my opinion, from my point of view, of my business, and from a marketing standpoint, is in the very near future, we're going to be able to personalize messaging to people, whether it be advertisements or inbound communications with Strolid, because as we ingest all this data, as time goes on and Sean calls a second or a third time, we're going to know who you are. There's already systems out there. Like, I don't know if you know this, but your voice is personal information. It's unique to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe Fidelity, there's some company out there that someone was telling me the other day that when they call up, all they have to do is start talking and it actually knows who you are. Obviously with these things, we already have face recognition.
Yeah.
Which can identify who you are. All that personal information is very, very, very important to the government, and to, like, in Europe with the GDPR, because it's basically saying we can identify a certain race or religion or type of person. That's what they did back in World War II.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the reasons why personal privacy is such a big, big, big deal. So with our invention, one of the things that separates us from a lot of the conversational stuff that's out there is Thomas invented a beacon, which captures the conversation, but also masks it for masks all the PII, all the personal identifiable information, and can mask your voice, can do all kinds of stuff. And that's why we got attention from the I.E.T.F, and why the VCon is most likely going to become an internet standard. It's that, and we standardize how to collect the conversational data, summarize it, and all that kind of stuff. And we have, a patent coming out as well. So those are the things I want to talk about on our next podcast. But that's one thing I wanted to mention is the mass personalization, because what it can do for Strolid is, as the call comes in, well, we know a lead came in with your name and a phone number, and that's tough. I forget what it's called, but the data, to match that data is not that easy to do, to make sure it's the same. And that's where these customer data platforms really get me kind of confused, because how do they know that the guy that was on the website is really Sean and not someone using your computer and all kinds of other stuff? You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to do that. So I'm not putting down the customer data platforms. I don't think that's the only place that you need to gather data to help personalize the customer experience. I think the conversation is critical.
Yeah.
Because we can tell all the activities that Sean did, times in service, how many cars you bought from us, you're on our website, you're on all these different websites and all that. We gather all that. But what did you say when you called us?
Right.
How many times did it take for us to actually close a deal? Everybody wants a sale to be easy. A sale isn't easy. I just talked about this with my sales team this morning. When you're engaged with somebody, that's when you slow down. Don't speed up, try to get the sale. Slow down and listen. Appreciate the fact that you got a person on the phone or in front of you, and take your time with that person. Because as time goes on, fewer and fewer people, Sean, you know this, come into a showroom.
Yep.
Why would you rush through that? Why would you rush through a phone call when you have somebody engaged? The problem is trying to train that salesperson, because we don't have enough time, because we're training them on technology, we're training them on all this automations and all these bells and whistles and all these different things that maybe, half their time they're spending talking to customers, when 100% of their time, in my opinion, should be talking to customers.
Yeah.
So anyway, the personalization is coming. It's already coming. Like, when you're talking about something and it shows up on your phone.
For sure.
Like people say that they're listening. It's not always just listening. Some of it is that they're tracking you too. Your keystrokes and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of scary. And the government knows it's scary. And that's why what Thomas invented is so powerful, is because we can protect people. He calls it important work. And actually the CTO of Cisco, I think it was Cisco, I hope I'm not 90% sure, the CTO of Cisco said what Thomas invented was important work.
Yeah.